Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Jay Stewart and Joseph. Joseph's got a question. Let's see. Question: If the entry for the NQ is 19,412 and the price is 19, how is the profit and loss plus 15? Um, okay, so let me just double check the math before I think I know what you're asking, but let me just double check the math. 19,2 minus 19,387. It's only 25 points. 25 points. Oop. So let me think here. 25 points. That's 100 points. It is roughly, let's see, there are 4 ticks. Yeah, so give or take. It may have slipped to 2, but I think what you're getting at, the math is correct on the position. I mean, it may have slipped a tick or 2, but do you know what it means to go short? Right? I'm assuming it was short, right? Because in order, if it entered short. Does that answer your question, Joseph? You can make money when the market goes down, right? You don't have to just always buy. But there are, I guess what you're asking is, um, I'm not sure. Yeah, it was short. It just went long. Thank you. Yeah, you can make money on the way down. So the NQ is $5 a tick, a tick on the NQ. I mean, sorry, on a mini contract. And there are how many ticks in a point? 4. So every point is $20, right? So 5 points would be $100 if I'm doing the math correctly. We have other folks here that can double check my math. I only got so many parking space, and I've been long since 8:30. Well, that's cool. No problem. Um, oh, this is Jay Stewart's. I've been running three micros. Okay, so in a micro is 1/10 the size. Um, and we have been running overnight. Now, this program here is SMC C Point, and it's been running overnight. I did some manual trades yesterday, and I didn't do very well. I actually put myself in well, I eroded some of our profits. C Point had put us up 2 grand. I went ahead and did some mechanical trades, and I chewed up about 1,500 of that yesterday. So I didn't do very well. So I put the program back on, and she cleaned all that up and put the account where it is right now. Um, what you want to know, entry was the break of 350. Yeah, see, that's cool. We don't do a lot of that, um, visual stuff. Um, that might be, um, it's important to be able to do it. Let me put it that way. But we try to leave that behind. It's kind of visual flight rules. Flying. Um, so this program has been running all night, and let me tell you some details of what it did. Um, Auto. Let me go get the trade performance. So I'm just going to push a button at TradeStation, get the generate trade analysis. There it is. So her profit factor is 1.41. 1.41. She's had 62 trades since midnight. So that means she's making $1.41 for every dollar she expends, and that's a beautiful thing. And yeah, beautiful. And she's kind of flattened out here a little bit. You know, I'm gonna have to make a decision on this one. I'm not gonna make it on just one day, but she seems to run better at night, overnight, sometimes than she does during the meat of the day. But we'll see. Oh, there's another trade. So I answer running 3 micros, the break. Nice. Yeah. Now, this is the something to consider. As you're trying to decide maybe how to go and how to proceed, and it's difficult if you've been trained and your psyche has been trained, to buy a stock and yeah, it does. Yeah, Swing Machine does a great job. Thank you. Thank you, Jay's Thoughts. Yeah, it does. It doesn't get them all, but it does a very good job. Um, and and you guys are watching it. We've kind of slowed you down on the 5 minutes. You're not getting as many looks. The 1 minute's going to give you even more looks. You'll do better if you trade a little less. Um, you can distinctly change the probabilities by trading less. Now, if the machine is doing it, then we don't really care. But if you've been of a psyche of buying stock and holding stock and and getting a big number, whatever that big number is, 30,000, 100,000, whatever that thing is, um it can sometimes be a little bit difficult to think like, okay, well, would I be better served, just getting long the market and just hodling it, or getting short the market and just hodling it. If there's a choice between the two, it's going to be long, right? If you are hodling it, holding on for dear life. um but but when you go further out in time, just the risk picks up. You don't know who's going to win the election. You don't know if there's going to be a war. The market doesn't know any of that, right? And things can change on a dime, dramatically so. And money is like water to these people. I mean, it'll just flow in, it'll just flow out. So the idea as an active trader is saying, okay, well, you know what I'll do is I'll reduce my risk by coming into the market each and every day, playing the market that I have at hand, and extract cash flow from the money flow. I kind of think of it isn't a lottery, but remember they used to have those. I don't even play the lottery, but they used to have those games where you could win. What was it? It was like $1,000. It was back in the day, right? So I don't even know what they do now because I don't even play the lottery. But I think it was like $1,000 a week for like the rest of your life, and which is nothing now. That was back when that started. So I guess I'm dating myself. That was like really something, right? Now it's probably $1,000 a day if they even do that. Um, would you? If you had the choice of something like that, something, regular like that, or would you rather just, the big lump sum type thing? I mean, I guess if it's, the 500 million that the guy walked away with, or somebody walked away with in California, I get it. You're going to want the 500 million. But, um, I- you know, there's something to be said for a trading business or any business that can generate cash flow on a regular basis over and over and over and over. And did I say it over again? Consistency and just doing it, and just doing it for the rest of your darn life. Um, it's pretty empowering, you know. So, you have to, but you don't have to be all. all one thing, right? We're not. I mean, whoa, Abby, she's fired up. I mean, we obviously we lean more than lean. We're in here trading every day. That's for sure, right? But we're not using all our capital to do that. We're not using all our capital to do anything, actually. So, Abby, Abby, she's attacking Ted. Don't do that. And so then we have, so I think it was like a bucket, so you have a bucket of money, and we're trading actively intraday. Then we have a bucket. Okay, we have a bucket whereby we will trade, maybe position basis for a few days or a few weeks, or use options, right? So, um and then are we prepared to invest with other buckets? Yeah, we are. And we can use the same skill set. We can use the same skill set. We got some very fast orders there. So we'll keep an eye on this program. Hopefully she works her way out of this. She's pulled back a little. So you have to think that through a little bit before you get started. Very, very quick here. This is set pretty small for this. This is a pretty fast market. Of course, they're all pretty spooked. Today's April 1st, April Fool's Day, and the market is bracing or getting ready for Trump's tariff announcements. I think it's kind of built in. I think it's actually tomorrow. I don't think he's bluffing. I'm not commenting one way or the other how it's going to turn out, or whoa, this thing is really going fast here. What's going on here? I didn't like that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's that was a little too quick here. Wait a minute. Did we make a let me see what's going on. No, 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 no. Nope. Okay. We're gonna stop for a minute. Disable. Okay, strategy's been disabled. She's doing something she shouldn't be doing. A little too fast there. Let me just double check something here. I did not like that. Now, when the market speeds up like this, there are things that we can do to slow it down. Um, let's let the market breathe a little bit here, and then we'll put her back on. Okay, good morning. All right, let's see if we can get back on track here. Um yeah, we're fine. All right, so we'll stay with the same program. Just around the open it got a little hairy. We got it set pretty small or pretty fast, and we could have slowed things down, but I don't want to slow it down the rest of the day. So and I'd rather not do any manual trading right now. So we got the program back on. Um, we to the good. We're having a profitable week, right? So um, let's see. Oops, there we go. All right, what is going on? Why is that thing flashing like that? No, 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 no. It's not showing the trade. Something's wrong. I don't like that. Um, don't know if that's with my computer. Hmm, shoot. It's not showing the trade up there. Showing it down here, showing it on my other screens, but this one is kind of angry. Hmm. Could be my cache. Huh. Well, well, if you're looking for the open position, it'll be showing down here. She's pulled back from where she was. I don't like her doing that. I can see it on my other screens. Yeah, see this position window up there. I'm seeing it on my other screens, but not that one. So workspace, this workspace may be corrupted. Yeah, see, it's not even showing here. No, yes, it is. It's here. It's here. It's here. Um, but see it flash up there. So I may have to rebuild that. Huh. I just don't want to do it now. So let me. And it can happen. Um, your workspace can get corrupted, and then you just got to rebuild it. So it doesn't happen often. Oh, thank goodness. So let me. Okay, maybe it'll clear itself out. See, is that flashing? It shouldn't be doing that. Well, that's weird. Now it's showing up over there and not showing up on my other screens. What in the world? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Hmm. Well, at least you guys can see it. So now it's showing up. That's called the position window, and it's flashing. It shouldn't be flashing like that. See that? And shouldn't be doing that. And it's not now. It's not showing up on my other screens. If anyone else is here that has TradeStation and has had that issue, definitely let me know. But my guess is it's my cache. But I thought I rebooted all that, so that is it is acting squirrely. All right. This is, I think it's Mercury's in retrograde this week, and we've already had a computer issue with Susan's. Actually, we're waiting on our computer doctor. So I don't know if anyone else has had computer issues this week. We haven't, knock on wood, we've been pretty good, but we're having it this week. That's just crazy. See, it shouldn't be flashing like that. Yeah, it's definitely so just be aware the position window is not updating correctly. It is in the account down below in that little yellow bracket. Um, so we'll deal with that at some point today and clear that up. And now, one of the things that I could do, and I'm thinking about it, is I could slow this program down. Um, and what I would probably do is also reduce the margin and go to like 5 micros. This thing is really, flying around here kind of sloppily here. I'm not crazy about it. We're not trading swing. We're trading a different program over there to the right. We'll see. I mean, she's gotten chewed up here. Let's see if the and so that's where like overnight she traded exceptionally well because it was really quiet, really slow, and then as the market opened up, got really fast, she didn't do as well. So there are things that we can do to to try to match it and kind of slow the action down. That thing is so distracting to me up here. I don't like that at all. Keeps grabbing my eyes. So I'm gonna have to put a cover over that if you don't mind. I just don't like it. I'll put a note in here. I'm gonna blacken this thing out. Oops. Yeah, shoot, this thing is just not. I don't know what in the world is going on with that. We'll make a note. So she's come all the way back. I don't like that. What I'm going to do is just put a note up here, the position window, see below for position. The program is set up the way I think it's set up, at least I'm hoping so, that if the market is very choppy, which is what we ran into here this morning, that it'll play fairly defensive. Um, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hold it, hold it, hold it. What did we hit there? 10 o'clock. Something. Hold it. She's flying. We hit something at 10. We had an economic number come out. That's too bad. All right. That's why she was so choppy in front of that, and we'll just turn it off. Hope everyone's in one piece. Let's do this. Bear with me here. Hmm. So she was set pretty small, pretty fast. That was that was reckless on my part. Um, to stay with it. May have been fine to do that overnight, but we're gonna have to slow this thing down, and I'm gonna slow it way down. Let me take a peek here, and we're probably gonna go to MNQ, MNQ, M25. I'll let you know in a minute or two. Okay, so we had to put the brakes on that, and we haven't, and so we're gonna try to recalibrate this a little bit and slow the trading down. Um, I'll let you know when it's back on. if you set something up um, on any of these charts, or even a time chart, even for swing machine, and it's set up to trade very small, very very quickly, right? Um, and you run into an exceptionally fast little market. I say a little market, right? It could have been, there are markets within markets, just like fly fishing. You get a big wide river, but there are rivers within the river. And so suddenly, we go from sleepy, doldrum trading overnight, nothing, nothing much going on, and the small increment and in basically a quicker, more sensitive program, you know did just fine. Then suddenly everyone wakes up and waiting on an economic number, and the economic comes out, and they start flying around, hitting market orders, boom, boom. I mean, you saw it, and you start getting these wide spreads. Well, if you got something that's set too close for that, it can't handle it, right? It's not going to handle it well. It'd be kind of like, if you got a microscope, and you're looking at a slide on your microscope, and you're at your desk, and everything could be really fine. But if somebody, some guy 450 pounds walks into your office, whatever, and bumps your desk. I don't work with a microscope, but you get the idea. If he walks in and starts pounding around the room, all of a sudden, what you're looking at is going to really start sliding around. And so you've got to, if that's the market that they're going to have here today and tomorrow, because of, where we are, then, we're going to have to back up the resolution. We're going to have to accommodate for that. And what we do is just slow the bitch down. Right. So that was unfortunate. And I was seeing that, right? You were seeing it. I was seeing it. Now I was seconds, from, I probably should have taken a peek at 10. These economic numbers, I don't follow them. So I don't have a TV for CNBC. I don't do any of that. But I should have, and you want to have an eye for the 8 o'clock hour, the 8:30 hour, and the 10 o'clock hour. The only other hour is, if you're trading oil, that I can think of, is the 10:30 hour on Wednesdays for the oil supply number. But a lot of these economic numbers will come out, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and 10. So if you're, you know, and they're not every day. They're not. And I suppose if you want to follow and be aware of that, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna say not to do that, but I just don't bother. Um, but where it was pretty jumpy before, and looking, I probably should have just said, hey, let's just let it calm down. That's the case on Monday mornings too, right? So I don't even generally trade on Monday mornings. Um, I'll just let the market settle out, get quiet, and orderly, and then turn them on. Susan doesn't like to trade on Fed days or options expiration days. Um, really, the third Friday of the month, because it can get chaotic, right? And even swing machine will will struggle, especially the smaller the time frame, right? Not sure, we don't have the 1 minute up there, but all right. So let's go see if we can get this thing. I'm still waiting for data. Mm, computers are slow. Anybody else having issues with their computers this week? We are. hit the wrong button there. We're seeing some news headlines that some of the American brokerages, some of the bigger ones now, are advertising overnight equity trading, equity stocks, and that they're gonna some of the major ones be available to trade, and that's great. That's great. It provides more opportunity. It'll provide more volatility. I'm not so sure that's a good idea to be trading equities overnight, but if they want to do it, beautiful. It's great. Um, Welcome to the club. But I mean, we've been doing this for like 20 some odd years or more, and but it's great. And their hands are being forced to, and so just more and more people are trading, and they're doing it all over the world now. So there isn't gonna it's gonna be everything's gonna be 24/7, and it is for the most part with futures. Okay, we're turning down some applications. I'm thinking that it may have been this Camtasia product. We were taping the overnight session, and I may have been slowing my processor down. Excuse me. So we're gonna shut down some of these video applications. We'll try to keep StreamYard up. I don't think StreamYard pulls anything. I think that's all in the cloud, and we'll see if we can get ourselves back in gear here. So this is classic, right? You get that morning chop and in anticipation of that economic number at 10 gets pretty violent, and then it settles itself out, and then the machines take over, and the trend begins. And the trading, probably for the most part, um, for the rest of the day, will be fairly orderly. And so to critique my own my own thing, my instincts were there to turn it off. I really should have, and then either just turned it off and waited through the 10 o'clock hour, or just slowed it down. So we're still going to slow it down. And again, we weren't trading swing, but we're just waiting for these charts to populate here. Don't know why it's so sluggish here, but we hope everyone is in one piece. And if you've got any questions about who we are, what we're about, what we're trying to do each and every day, let us know. And I'll leave you be. Markets are still very, very fearful here. You can see the VIX is not budging. VIX is still trending up. So the markets are it's almost palpable. Very, very fearful. We're still waiting for some charts to get populated here. I'm not sure what the issue is, but we don't have anything at the moment running. Okay, those are five five micros, and I put those on mechanically, and we'll set a break even on that, hopefully. Okay, so we've bumped that up to a full mini. We added 5 more micros, so there are 10 micros there. We can scale in and out of these things, and we'll just do it in halves, 5 and 5, groups of 5. And we're getting a little bit of selling in the VIX, just that tiny little bit here. We want this, if you want to get long, which I'd like to do here, in the 1 minute is countering against the 5. We'd like to see this VIX turn down, quiet down. See if we can get a rally out of here. So we have 10 micros, which is 1 mini, but we can scale. So we can cut it in half if we need be. When I get the account back above our starting point, back above par, and regroup. Not sure what's going on with that computer, but these there they are. Holy smokes, that took a long time. Um, so oops, we're still having some issues here. I don't like it. I'm having some lag in my computer. Dang it. Mm-mm. Better be careful here. Okay, so we're in better position here. This was a mechanical trade. I put this on, right? I'm still having some issues with our computer, and so the proper thing for me to do would be to shut everything down, reboot, and bring everything back up. It's not TradeStation; it's going to be my computer. Um, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose you, so I'm kind of limited in right now what I can show, and I don't want to get myself in trouble here and get locked up. But I'm having some screens freeze up. Very unusual. Dang it. Don't like this. Mm-mm. Let's see here. Folks, I may be left with no alternative. I'm sorry. We're gonna need to shut down, reboot, and we'll try to come back up. Let me get see if my mic is open. We just I apologize. So we're going to need to shut down StreamYard, and we'll try to reboot. Give us 15 minutes or so, and we'll try to come back up. It's not a trade station issue. Um, Susan tells me Mercury is in retrograde this week, and I don't know. I guess there's something to that. We seem to get these gremlins, um, so we're gonna need to reboot.